I want to do a video about what's been going on with us in the news lately. Just as far as the stories we've been hearing, the young ladies that were in the car when the guy went on the high speed chase. And I'm starting out with this background because sadly, I see how this happened. This is the only way we listen, is when we get to the point of no return. And that's where we need not be. Okay? So, what we need to do is pay attention to what's being said in the spirit. And I was just listening to those stories and I prayed about it. And I want y'all to pray about it too. But the young man that jumped when the police came, um, he jumped over a gate and broke both of his legs and allegedly bled out, and he passed away. One of the young ladies that was in the car accident had her arms, one of her arms allegedly had to be amputated, as well as we know that Laterica Williams lost her life during that event of them running from the authorities, of this young man running from the authorities and not taking accountability for whatever it is he has done. Okay? And so, black men and black people, black women, we are not growing. Okay, there's another story of a young black lady. She had gotten drunk, had a shot o'clock night, and drove, and she did not realize she was driving on a sidewalk, and she hit three people, two of which passed away. When Kizzle was under arrest by the authorities, he called for his mama. He want to call his mama. When this young lady was given the news of what had happened, she wanted to call for her mama. Okay? And so we are running. This is what I am. We running not from the physical authorities. I'm talking about, think of it spiritually, and we wonder how this happened to us. Look what we doing right now. Everything. We don't care what's happening. We still gonna do us. And so this is where doing us gets you. And it said it's gonna happen again. This time it won't just be us though. It'll be everybody. Okay? It wasn't just us the first time, but it's gonna be those people too. And that's why they're ready to march. If you think they're marching because they rolled back DEI about you, you're the fourth person to be hired through that process. You're getting it confused with affirmative action. But DEI is white women first, migrants, and then trans, then you. Okay? And then so when we boycotted Target, Target had the black products on their shelves. However, the ones that weren't selling, the ones that aren't as popular as Tabitha Brown and the few others, they had to go because it's cost them money to keep them there. Y'all don't drive to Target to get those things. You go to the beauty supply store, to the Asians right in your neighborhood to get it, right? So you should have drove to Target and all the black owners could have stayed there. See what I'm saying? Once again, DEI has nothing to do with you. But in that rollback, they would have been, you get more jobs on the average than those other three groups of people that I named that get a job before you through that process. So now that we've boycotted Target, now Tabitha Brown's going to lose hers too. And the ones that were making enough money to stay, they're probably going to be thrown out of there as well. So we did not help. Okay. And my people shall fail due to lack of knowledge. My people shall perish due to lack of knowledge. They will come together and have counsel on how to get you the way we are. And so We got free from this. Okay? And what did we do? We gradually got right back to the phase we were when he put us in this. And so I was saying this to say the people, the boy legs was broke. The girl arms was broke. There's another young lady who got her hands cut off. And I said, that's got to be something spiritual. This is all within like just 2 weeks of each other. And so at that time when I first got the thought, it was 2:49. And I looked that word up in the Strong's Concordance, and that word was alogos, Alogos. It means brute, brute beast, without reason, dull, irrational, and unreasonable. And it led me to Acts 25:27 and 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. Also, we have Jude chapter 1, verse 10. Hold on. And I've got this just playing in the background just to show how we lost every kingdom across the world for doing what he said don't do. So now the places you were in that they tell you that other people, now it looks like that. That's why. So the arms and the legs are being severed in these latest news stories involving us, black people. And the arms or the hands, and the legs or the feet. The legs or the feet is where you go to and fro, which way, your path, your guidance, the way you're going, your direction was broken. His was broken when he jumped over the gate. This is what I say when you listen in the spirit. Her arm was cut off. The works of her hands, like, it's cut off. And this little girl, her hands were severed. Okay? So why is that happening to us? I had to ask, and I asked. And so, and I came here. I'm in Acts, 27. Okay? For it seems to me unreasonable to send a prisoner without indicating the charges against him. So he's telling us judgment, like, is coming on us because we won't turn back to him. And so it says he gonna start with us, and that we will be perishing due to lack of knowledge. These news stories lately have been horrible. And so is this the only way? Y'all gonna listen again. And he said we are a stiff-necked people. We love doing our neck when we talk, like, and who gonna check me, boo? So after that, again, I said it also led me to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. And that one says, let's see. But these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Okay? Now, that's a word right there, that we gonna utterly perish. That means like a thorough job. He is upset. And they say he gonna let us and our children fall in the streets and be slain left and right until we stop this wicked, lustful, this new culture we have adopted. This ain't never been us, y'all. And so basically, he gonna let what we want, the world we chasing, the life we chasing, beat our heads in until we realize ain't none up and turn back to him. And that Jude chapter 1 verse 10 says, but these, meaning the brute beast and the unreasonable, the irrational, these speak evil of those things which they know not, calling bad good and good bad, But what they know naturally as brute beasts, in those things they corrupt themselves. That to me is like talking about sexual sin or fornication or whatever. And I do read that book. So I'm just saying it's something that we gotta do better, or he is finna lead us to the slaughter, y'all. Straight up. So at 2:57, I'm like, wow, guys, you sure you want me to do this? Like, can you confirm it? And that word was helon. And that definition is the threshing floor. Okay? The threshing floor, like, I will thresh you, it's when you bang something up against something to separate what you want from the garbage that you're going to throw away. And that would be like the metonymy for grain, or basically the track that the horses race on. You know how heavy a horse is? That track getting pounded. He finna let us get pounded if we don't turn back. Okay? And so that led me to Matthew, Matthew 3, verse 12, and then Luke 3, verse 17. And it says in Matthew 3:12, his winnowing fork is in his hand, and he will clear his threshing floor, and he will gather his wheat into the granary. But the chaff he will burn with unquenchable fire. We having all these wildfires. And yeah, it's just not looking good. And Luke 3:17 says the same thing. So, yeah. We got to do better, or he's going to bring it to us. And see, so this is the New Revised Standard Version with the winnowing fork. But this is the KJV. And it says, for Matthew, whose fan is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor and gather his wheat into the garner. But he will burn the chaff utterly with unquenchable fire. And what do we have? That video, that new dance. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? You're gonna put the boots on the ground, baby. Like, that's how the Spirit's speaking too. We where them fans at, dancing, having a good time, not knowing God getting his fan in his hand and finna put that wind down. Y'all see how the wind been blowing lately? Not the harp wind, the regular wind. Like, I don't know. It's just so amazing how everything comes together. It's no coincidences. I mean, what's the odds? What is the odds? God's fan is in his hand. Boots on the ground is our dance we just doing. Boots on the ground mean war, and I happen to have on these pajamas. The whistle blowing for sure. Who's he been calling into order as well? The HBCUs. Boots on the ground mean war, spiritual war. And we look what she got on. Fatigues. We don't even know it, baby. Boots on the ground. God said he got his fan in his hand. He ain't happy, y'all. Oh, the party over. Hey, the party over, baby. Boots on the ground mean war. And this what he say when people don't know God is confirming something to you. You hear in the spirit. Put your spiritual ears on and your spiritual eyes. And what we've been going through with the HBCUs, they offing people. Okay, everything we doing is coming through. When we was in Greece, he said, "Come up out of her, my people." He couldn't stand it because they was perverts. And what are we now? What are we? Boots on the ground, baby. It's spiritual warfare time.